my name is Ray Luzier, and our new band is called Army of Anyone, and it consists of members of Stone Temple Pilots, Robert and Dean DeLeo, and Richard Patrick from Filter. And how that got together was Richard actually was writing for his fourth Filter record, and he needed wanted a little bit of help, like writing some different ideas, maybe going in a new direction. So the Firm Entertainment, which is our management company, manages Filter and they manage STP. So he called up the Firm and said, hey, what's the DeLeo brothers up to? Is it possible for us to get together to maybe write a song or two for my next Filter record? And they said, sure. So when they got together, they composed this song, which ended up to be the fourth song on our debut record, called A Better Place. And the music was so, and I'm speaking in their words, the music was so compelling to them that they decided, wow, this isn't Filter or STP or anything. This is a new sound, a new band, a very unique thing. Let's start something. So they started writing a lot.
The band came together, I think, first and foremost, we were fans of one another. I played a lot of air guitar to those Filter records, you know. And, you know, it was very evident. We wrote our first song. It was very evident we should probably pursue this further.
And about 8 months into it, they decided they needed a drummer, and that's when I entered the picture. Primarily my gig was David Lee Roth. You know, I played with David Lee Roth from 97 to 05. And I was really looking, I love Dave to death, and it was a great gig, and I got to see the Globe many times, but I was looking for a band. I wanted to be a band member of something. And lo and behold, one of the clinics that I did was a thing called Sabian Live. There's an annual music convention called the NAMM Show that happens in Anaheim, California. And we were on the same bill with Robert Dean DeLeo, with Steve Ferrone. Anyway, sorry, long story short, they came to my sound check, Robert and Dean, and I'm a huge STP freak. I love Stone Temple, and so I'm like, and they're, you know, it's us three, the sound guy, and Robert and Dean with their arms crossed, and I'm just like, oh no, you know, and they were watching me the whole time, and they come up after sound check, so what are you up to? And I said, well, I've been with Dave for a while, we're looking for a band, and they said, well, we're putting a new band together with Richard Patrick from Filter. I'm like, oh, please let me come down, I'd love to audition, you know, I'm a big fan. So that's what happened, and a few months later, I went down, and we played for probably 10 hours that day, everything from Zeppelin to Latin songs to, you know, and they actually gave me 6 songs to learn. We didn't even get to the 6 songs for like 3 hours. We just started playing. I mean, we had instant chemistry, you know, just clicked, you know, because with musicianship, it either works or it doesn't, you know. So, and with us, fortunately, it worked. So, here we are.
Anything?
Super group.
Do you like it or do you hate it?
We're a super duper group. We're not just a super, no. Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of, I think it helps and it hurts, you know. To me, everyone like thinks that supergroups are like, oh, Velvet Revolver and Audio Slave, and I'm like, they've been supergroups. Led Zeppelin's a supergroup, you know. Cream, way back in the day, they're a supergroup. They're comprised of different legendary bands. So I don't. Sometimes it's flattering, I guess. I don't know. And I'm the lowest one on the totem pole as far as my band goes. Those guys sold tons of records, and I really can't speak of that.
You know, we had the luxury of calling somebody as talented as Rich, just as these other super groups had the luxury of calling guys like Chris Cornell or Scott Weiland. I'd like to think of it more of a luxury than something super.
If someone in the press considers us a super group, great. If that's going to help it out, you know. But to us, it's just, we just want to make great music, you know. And it's like, they just we each happen to have our own clout and backgrounds, you know. So on the side, like around my tours, and you know, I've been playing professionally probably 17, 18 years now, and touring with a lot of musicians, from Jakey Lee from the Ozzy Osbourne camp to Slash to, oh my God, it's a big list of people, because like I said, I do clinics and sessions and tours, but I'm basically a hired gun, you know. So part of the hired gun things I do is at this venue in Belly Up, which is a great venue, we do a thing called Danger Kitty, which is a mock 80s tribute. It's kind of like Spinal Tap on crack, I call it, because it's a comedy routine. We wear wigs and we go nuts, and it's like it's part of the comedy is just as important as the musicianship and all that. So yeah, it's really, the crowd, people know it's the name gets around, and it's, yeah, we pack the places for sure.
You know, and you know, going out on the road is real nice, because you know, there's really an extended family we have on the road too, and that's what kind of makes this fun, I suppose. We have a great time playing, but you know, we've made some great friends over the years, and it's nice to roll into a town and run into them, and I feel very fortunate.
Obviously, you know, every band hopes for the best, you know, hopes for the great success, and we're not in it to be, you know, gazillionaires and just to get out. And you know, everyone's very, we're not, you know, 20 anymore, so it's like everyone's well established. And you know, Robert and Dean have little boys now, and they have families, and the outlook is a little bit different, you know, what we want, but it drives us more at this point to really succeed and to play the best we can, because of we all have our own personal lives now. You know, we're not just four dumb kids on a bus, like we'll do anything, yeah, wherever, great, we don't care. You know, that we all have our own, we've established a lot, and so you know, with that it comes, we're like, if we're going to do something, we're going to sink everything we got into it, because we're not out here just to ride around on a tour bus from city to city and hope that a couple people show up. We mean it, you know, every note that we play our hearts out up there, you know, and we hope that people really get that feeling off of us, you know. So our next step is to keep, you know, playing and write new music, you know, as much as possible.